What's up everyone? I'm your female otaku and I'm here to review episode 2 of Koi to Uso or Love and Lies. And with this episode we got to meet a potential best girl of the season. Oh my gosh, the best girl wars are starting already. I mean, I guess they already begun with other series, but with Love and Lies I didn't expect to fall in love with any other girls besides Takasaki. Mainly because Takasaki is, well, voiced by Kana Hanazawa, and I usually like the characters that Kana Hanazawa voices. It's very rare when I don't. Ririna is the assigned wife to Nejima, and an interesting thing that hasn't been confirmed, but something that I just noticed is that it seems that you can decline a marriage. Because Ririna says that, you know, she doesn't want to marry him. Nejima's not really interested in marrying her either, and Nejima and Ririna even both said that it's not official yet. So I suppose, you know, nothing has been explained to us just yet, but I suppose that even though you're assigned a partner, you don't have to marry them, and maybe you have to send a notice to the government and they'll give you a different partner that you could be compatible with. Not too sure. We still need to learn more rules about the world. In fact, someone asked a couple of really good questions in the comments last week's episode. I believe the person said, like, what happens if the person is gay? Do they still have to marry someone that's straight? What happens if the two don't get along and truly hate each other? Can they get a divorce after they marry? All very solid questions, and I really hope that'll be answered later on. Manga readers, don't tell me if it is, please. I wanna avoid that kind of stuff and just find out for myself. Don't give me any hints or anything, please. You know, when I first saw Ririna in last week's episode, I assumed that she was just gonna be the typical tsundere. Why? Because she has pink hair and pigtails. Well, she is kind of tsundere-ish, but not in the typical way, for she actually has good reasons as to why she was calling Nejima baka and smacking him and stuff. This time it was legit reasons instead of just doing it just because she's embarrassed or doing it just because she's a tsundere, you know? Like, no, she actually had legitimate reasons for being soon towards him, which doesn't make her a typical tsundere, so I really like that. And her dairy side showed way more than her soon side. Ririna, she is socially awkward, and that's because throughout a majority of her childhood, she was very sick and it was hard to treat the disease, but you know what, she's fine now, she's healthy, all good. But when she came back in her second year of middle school, this time to stay for good, a bunch of people have already started rumors about her and started making fun of her and things like that, which I thought was very, honestly, it doesn't sound realistic to me. I know it's an anime, but you know, one thing I really do like about anime is how relatable and realistic it can be. And this situation here doesn't sound very realistic to me. Like, normally when someone comes back from the hospital after quite some time, people may be uncomfortable to be around her, or people will really like take pity on the person and go talk to them and stuff, make sure they're all right, but not really out of the goodness of their heart, but it's because they felt bad for them. In this case, no, they actually started rumors about her and started, you know, calling her tapeworm, and because of that she didn't make any friends and actually cried at the end of this episode when she made her first acquaintance with Takasaki. Back with the whole dairy side though, Ririna was so interested in Nejima's love story. Oh my gosh, that was great. Just her face and stuff. She's like, wow, so that's what love is? And then she goes to talk to Takasaki, and Takasaki is really having fun talking about how much she loves or the things that she really likes about Nejima. And oh man, that was such a nice conversation. Of course, Ririna didn't get it at first, but you know, she was just happy to talk to someone and even cried at the end. And I'm just like, Ririna, you are precious, girl. Oh my god. But Ririna isn't just some weak little girl, even though she is pretty tiny actually. Seriously, this girl is really short and actually pretty scrawny. But that's not the point. Ririna will stand up because when she was being ignored by Nejima, she straight up threw her jacket in his face and was just like, I don't like this. I'm not gonna marry someone like this. I'm actually trying here and you're not. You're being completely rude, not even looking at me. So no, forget this, I'm out. And I gotta give her props for that. That was pretty cool. Not only that, but she showed the school who's making fun of her by being the top person in the class. At the end of the episode, Ririna says to Nejima that he should kiss Takasaki one more time. I wonder why. I guess she's doing her own little love experiment as she is trying to figure out what love really is, because she's never really felt it. I'm sure over time she'll probably feel some feelings for Negima. One interesting thing actually that I noticed is that one of Nejima's friends, the one with the black hair, he's in the opening a little bit. So I'm assuming he's going to actually play a crucial role into the series. Perhaps he is going to be assigned to be Takasaki's husband. I don't really know. But again, manga readers, please do not leave me any hints. Do not spoil anything. I want to give you guys a solid review each and every episode, and I can only do that if I remain spoil free. So please, manga readers, tone it down. Let me know your thoughts on this episode, and catch me tomorrow as I review Nanamaru Sanbatsu. I'm your female otaku. Sayonara.